from their encounters with races from other planets. The information is the activation. Let's awaken this world together. We are the forever students, and we will not be silent. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. Pretty well. Welcome, everybody, to Full Spectrum Universe. My name is Rob Yox. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we've come to the end of just about, the last episode. There might be one more after this. I think this might be the last one of the fundamentals of who we are. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the 7th chakra and how it correlates to the root chakra, which is the first chakra. I don't know if you can see. There we go. The first chakra. And again, I just want to say we are the people that explore the past to remain within the present, within the now, to dictate the terms of our future, to set up a future where harmony is key, love is paramount, and our children will learn about these fundamentals before they're 20 or 30 or 40 years old, so that they can go that much further into the ether, into the etherical body, into the light body, to understand who they are, what they are, and their true potential. So welcome, everybody. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. A couple of things we're going to go over before we get to the info tonight. We're going to have a great, great time tonight. I promise you. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment when this is finished. I love you all so very much. Thank you all for being here. I just sent out the notification for this, and I apologize. It was a little late. I have been working nonstop, and it's wild because I've over the last few days I've been asked to go to some conferences. Sugar Bee, look at that! You've been a member for 10 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I love you, Sugar Bee. Thank you so much. You're the best. Sugar Bee is like the den mother, right? She is the community pillar, that's for sure. And I appreciate you so very much in every way, shape, and form. Also, somebody came to me the other day, or messaged me and asked me to go to a conference in Fort Worth, Texas, and it's on the 3rd, and I would have loved to have gone there, but of course work called me away. But don't worry, we're going to start doing more and more conferences where we bring in a lot of speakers and have a great time. I'm going to speak to Omar about it soon. We're going to do our next one. Watchers Talk, a Full Spectrum Universe usually bring a lot of info when it comes to those. Also, has anybody noticed that the air has changed? And I want you to take a second and really think about it, because at first it seemed as if there was a rapidness to time. And over the last few days, it's almost felt not as a standstill, but it's been reverted back to the slower nature. And we've been able to sort of process the happiness or the joy in those smaller moments. And I think this is happening on purpose. I think this is the ether or the universe, or maybe the collective consciousness, telling us to take a step back and enjoy it, right? We're here right now in the greatest moment of this planet's existence. And we need to take that in for what it's worth, because a lot of us get caught up, myself included. We get caught up in the hype, what's going on around us, what's the next thing that the elites are going to bring upon us. Now, again, for the things that are coming up that we know are going to be coming up, non-compliance is the foundation, where they won't be able to pull what they've done now a few years ago to us over again. Most of you know what I'm talking about. Non-compliance is foundation, right? And from there, we work on holding people accountable. This is where we bear our fruit, right? 2023 is the year where the truths that we sought out in 2022, which was a lot on that front, are coming to bear. And now they're going to try and tip their hand again. And again, we're going to go against the system in radical fashion, right? So also, I wanted to let everybody know that tomorrow night at 8 p.m., we're going to be dropping the first episode on Rumble that is completely uncensored. This is about what's going on in Maui and the investigations into what we know. And we're going to, me and my friend Rob, and he is the co host on the Spirit of Freedom, which is going to be on Rumble. And it's going to be a very political heavy show, but also with a little bit of spirit mixed in there too, which is going to be a lot of fun for people to see. This was the first episode, so it's sort of a preliminary run, but we got so much information packed into about 40 minutes. And this is I guess the type of program it's going to be from that point forward. So if you're not already a part of the Rumble community, please go down in the description of this video. You can find the link to Rumble as well. It also serves as a tremendous backup to what we do here. God forbid we ever get clapped up by the censorship. We are over there as well. Now, the episode count for this show is not as high over there. There are some episodes over there that are strictly for over there, right? So just saying that now, you can find an episode or two that maybe you haven't seen over there. We also did full spectrum news over there. There's a little bit of a different programming schedule on that side of the fence. But as I said, it's pretty incredible. But again, getting back to the time slowing down, I feel that there is this moment right now. And I think this moment, Jay, I appreciate you, brother. Love you too. We'll catch you on the flip side. Um, there's this moment where we're really taking this love to the next level, and it's causing a ripple across the planet. And I think that there are many people who have felt this. I've talked to a lot of people at my job, and when I talk to a lot of these people, they seemed as if they were in ruts for about 2 or 3 weeks prior to this period, but now they're all coming back out of their shell. And while I'm at my job, my focus is to make people smile and make people laugh and have a good time, not to get frustrated with the day to day stuff, to really make a change in people's attitudes. And I think that this is exuding this energy, and people are picking up on it. And it's becoming infectious, right? For everybody. So I just wanted to put that out there to just take a second and stop and absorb it, because I feel that there's a transition happening right now, a transition that maybe we're not fully aware of at this moment. But in the weeks and months to come, we'll look back and say, you know what, I did remember that feeling a little bit. So, just a little something that I was thinking about today. So let's get into the information as we always do. I'm so glad everybody's here tonight. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps us to get the algorithm boosted a bit. Get this out to all parties that want, and share this on every platform if you can. Tonight, I'm doing a little bit of a thought experiment, and well, not the analytical experiment, and trying not to share it and see how many people come with just a YouTube share and a Telegram share, because it seems that Telegram and Facebook are my two biggest places where the sharing is actually reaching people. So I'm trying different avenues and different ways to share it to try and reach more people. So just let me know what's going on if you see anything on your shares, whatever the platform is. I'm sure everybody knows how to get a hold of me by now. So we're going to start with the 7D Crown Catheric Matrix. Ainsmont, I think that New Earth, there's a couple of things that I can say about New Earth. Let me bring this back to me real quick, and then we'll dive into this, because this is a great topic, right? People talk about this New Earth. Now, my question to you is this a representation of what Earth is going to look like once we reach a specific frequency? Or is New Earth the people that reside on this planet? Now, we know that there's a split happening, which that New Earth could be a part of that split, right? We talk about that split a lot, the fast flowing river that the Aboriginals call it, and how it diverts into two paths. Now, what if this is a metaphor, right? What if this metaphor is saying that this split isn't really going to be a split like we would think it, right? Where Earth is going to phase, one Earth is going to phase out, and the other, and people are going to go along with it. What if this new Earth is the embodiment of our potential and us understanding who and what we are, Therefore, the frequency of the earth changes, but it's still the same earth that we know. And now the people that aren't in that frequency range are still going to be there, but it's going to be harder for them to communicate with us because we're not on that superficial stuff, right? We're more in the enhancing our potential stuff. So our groups or our communities are going to come together from all across the world and sort of regulate who we have contact with, right? As opposed to just a complete shift or phase. Now, either I mean, maybe it's both. I don't know, but it's something I've pondered a lot. And are we there yet? I think we're very close. I think we're very, very close. I don't think we're fully transitioned into that place yet or that potential yet. But man, are we on that? We're on the precipice, right? And this is why it's important to go through these these fundamentals again of who we are to sort of make sure that when and if we get there, we stay there and we don't fall off that new earth vibe or that new earth shift, right? Which is why we do series like this every now and again. So let us keep going. But great question, man. Great question. So the seventh chakra is in the area of planetary function. And this is where you start to now connect to the oversoul or the monad matrix. And of course, the planetary mind matrix. Now, we're going to stop with the seventh dimensional level, but each of these bodies are triads. They're groupings of three. So the focus is now building the light body to the point of the seventh dimensional liberation and ascension from this planetary field. So the oversoul matrix is comprised of all the frequencies of 7, 8, and 9 dimensions. So when you hit the seventh dimension, you start hitting the first layer of that oversoul and the monad matrix. And again, this is called the catheric or planetary logos mind. So we used to call this the casual mind. This is where you start merging with your planetary body at the mental body level. Now, again, it's mental, not an ego sense. It's in the mental in terms of information being transmitted. So when we went through this suddenly, we became aware of a plan of what was going on the planet, right? When we start to see the mapping of what's happening on this planet, looking at it from a planetary perspective. Now, this isn't just like politics or history. This is a galactical implication, right? This is where we become aware of this. And it's just now becoming more clear that at a cellular knowingness level is basically what the planetary body level is in terms of the soul group and what we're doing and what's planned for us, right? On a planetary scale. So the seventh dimensional energy enters the body on the left side in the wings area at the shoulder indent. It comes in kind of a beautiful pale violet light. This is the seventh flame, the liberation from karma, the transmutation flame. This violent flame energy coming through the left side of our body, your female side for everybody, and in your shoulder indent, it comes into your hologram from that station or from that sphere, right? Then it moves up your axonal lines. And this is again the seventh dimensional axonal line that feeds your crown the ultraviolet color. And it's on the left side of your body and is right next to your pinky toe. It's very similar to the sixth axonal line, which is the fourth finger on the right side. But this is now going to be the fourth finger on the left side. So looking at your left female hand and not looking at your pinky, but looking at the next finger, the fourth finger from the thumb, this is your seventh dimensional meridian. and it comes all the way to that finger and goes all the way vertical up your arm and vertically through your body at the top of your head. So it stops to illuminate your body, that basically interpenetrates of all your other bodies, and at the top of your crown of your being, right? Or at the crown of your being, right? Is a better way to say it. So it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild when you think about it. That all of this energy is literally on a grid pattern within you, right? And to know the grid is to focus on those points of those axional lines or those meridians, right? So let's do this. Axional is up and down. Meridian is this way, right? Prime meridian. Oh wait, did I get that right? Maybe I didn't. I might have gotten it backwards. But regardless, I think prime meridian is this way, right? But the axional line is sort of like a diagonal a little bit. But there are meridians that go across as well. I think they're called something else though. I'd have to look it up again. But the crown chakra, as we know it, is truly the creme de la creme. It's the creme de la creme, right? The creme de la creme, and it's the creme de la creme connection into the oversoul energy and the connection into our higher self matrix, especially at this level, right? So the planetary body level or the etheric mind level, when you start to come into this mind matrix level, it's described as the mental level of the spiritual plane. It could be likened to standing light wave forms of intricate shapes and forms that vibrate at a very high rate. This body also has tiny threads in it. Now, if we're visualizing shapes, right? And intricate shapes, not ones that like the square or the circle, like intricate vibrating shapes that are a rich, vibrant color, right? And they're shifting at a high rate. This could be a pathway into this level or this dimensional level or access to this information. So it's the last layer of the third dimensional particle energies in the human auric field and contains the life plan and the last level related directly to this incarnation. So once you leave the seventh dimensional body, once you expand and go beyond it, you actually start to merge with more of your modanic self or modanic levels and all of these levels of identity, right? So you shed your identity levels. The seventh plane level, when you're in that level, it has all of your life plan and data in there. And that's at a planetary level. So it's your last layer of your third dimensional incarnation field that contains your life plan, your soul agreements, and everything in that blueprint. And it's the last level related directly to your planetary incarnation. So once you actually leave the seventh dimensional field, you may start hitting ET lifetimes or other types of lifetimes, like remembering galactic history or your galactic identity. This is where the memories of intergalactic connection may start to be remembered because beyond the seventh layer, you're leaving the planetary consciousness fields and now you're leaving that particular level. So, this area is the planetary logos body and the seventh dimensional oversoul body. So, further layers of our body exist outside of these seven planetary planes of this reality. So, once we go beyond this, we go into multi-dimensional aspects of self that are experienced in other time and space continuums completely and have experiences in those lessons of identity. Now, when we meditate into this, right? This is where it gets wild. This is where it gets absolutely wild. So, this is how we understand galactical lifetimes. And remember what I told you, that your higher self is the operator, right? There we go. Ainsmont said it properly. Axional straight line down your body, meridian is straight across the mid waist area. See, I was right the first time. I should have went with my gut on that one. But so when we talk about, sorry, spit on the mic, the higher self, right? This is the operator, which connects all of your multi-dimensional fragments of soul and collects all of that information and streams it straight back to source. This is your connection to source. Now, while you're going from your higher self out into the universe, there are threads that come off of it of experiences as extraterrestrial lifetimes that can be filtered into that stream once you get past the higher self. It's pretty crazy, right? If you think about it, pretty crazy. So, the next portion, we're going to leave the seventh dimensional realm and we're going to go back. We're going to go all the way back to the root. You're probably asking yourself, why did you wait till the end to do the root chakra or the one dimensional frequency or AKA subconscious mind? Because this is one of the most powerful power centers in your body. The subconscious mind is one of the most amazing tools when refined and put into practice, being cognizant of your thoughts and how your thoughts dictate reality around you by flowing up the chakra centers to become words, to become frequency, right? To be the creation. Now, again, the seventh and the first dimensional are linked completely. Completely. It is not a open circuit, it is a closed circuit because what can go up can go down. What can go down can go left. What can go left can go right, and then back up and down all over. So, most people that are born into the third dimension come in with those three energy centers, and the rest of them are usually pretty dormant. Today, we're getting more evolved souls, such as indigos, that have other color light bodies that are awakened when they're born. For simplicity, we will go back to most of humanity at this particular time for dealing with the three chakra levels. Most of them are not aware that each of those chakras actually house a mind matrix in this connection. This is the first, second, and third. So we went through the second and third already. But now let's talk about the first in detail. So our root chakra is basically partial personality, but the root chakra is the connected levels of our identity in our root race cycle that existed eons ago. So if we're talking about the first chakra, we're probably dealing with the level of human evolution of the Polarian and Hyperborean root races. They had an event that we call the fall of humankind into the lowest densities of matter. This area holds consciousness experience of spiritual beings coming into matter for the first time, and the trauma that was generated to feel separate from God or source. So on the earth, this trauma was harnessed in the victim victimizer program and used by the negative entities to capitalize on historical events that humans had forgotten happened at the same time. Also, the hidden histories of humanity in relationship to the Atlantean and the Lemurian types of seed fear conflicts are imported themes that we are still healing from in this particular time play, like this particular time frame, right? So if we go back to the root chakra, it connects to the entire body, which is known as your etherical body or your etheric body. Your etheric body tends to be considered almost like your physical element vehicle because it's the energy matrix upon which the physical matter of the body tissues are shaped, right? And anchored here. The etherical body is the exact replica of your physical body. It is the blueprint of how it's manifested in the physical. If you're working with your etheric body at this level, you may start to sense the web like structure and be able to strengthen it. So, when we go to exercise, what we're talking about, basically, you become your own etherical surgeon. And generally, you can take away the imbalances in every chakra through the root chakra, right? It can also heal your etheric body. And this has a lot to do with past life regression, past life trauma healing, current life trauma healing, and future protection from traumas, right? So if you deal with the imbalances at the etheric body level, you start to heal your etheric body and you start to work with your ascension medical teams, your general tech healers, right? Your guides and your higher self or your higher self. And you can start to fortify and strengthen your etherical body, which is also your first layer, your first body, which is also interconnected with the subconscious level of the mind matrix. And it is connected all to the first chakra energy center. So, again, that energy is in most 3D people in the red particle spectrum. So, as we clear fear programming, the red color will lighten and evolve. The etherical body that is connected as a part of the chakra or energy center or the root chakra that comes out in your etherical body. And within your etherical body, your intelligence, which exists at the subconscious level of the mind matrix, right? So, does this make sense? So, it's important to understand the components of our identity in terms of our mind, its aspects and their functions, but also how they work together. There are mind matrices that are from that form intelligence for us, and we can connect to them and we can heal them and we can heal how we think. We can utilize more power for ourselves in understanding how these components of ourselves work together and function as thought forms, belief systems, and qualities of energy driving thoughts. All right. Thoughts are energy, they have power. Your subconscious has power. So, before we get into like what we're reading, you can train your subconscious to do certain things like alleviate negative thoughts. Now, you're not going to get rid of negative thoughts completely. How are you, Nicole? Good to see you. But what you can do is you can retrain your brain to take what they need from that negative thought and disregard it, therefore not having effects on your physical vessel, on your etherical body, on your root chakra, and every chakra that follows. There's ways to sweep this stuff out, right? So Andromeda has a question that says, if I have someone have an oversoul, how do someone contact with it? It could be different for everybody, right? Mostly it's meditation, and you have to work your way up through the dimensional densities and vibrate at that frequency. When you enhance your frequency, right, which anybody can do right now, if you focus hard enough and get in that still state, you can raise your frequency and essentially have a conversation with your higher self or your oversoul. you will have contact. And the conversation is not going to be a face to face talking. The conversation is going to be downloads, right? Or thoughts that come to your mind because your higher self is still a part of you. So it's not face to face. While you can envision it that way, which may help to get to this point, it's all about the what's coming into your physical field, what's coming into your subconscious, and it's giving you information. Now again, some information may be like dormant for a little while. It may not show itself right away because sometimes the information is so highly frequencied that if we were to let it all out in one shot, it might make you go crazy. So sometimes there's like a drip, 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 drip mode to it so that it doesn't overwhelm you and blow your brain out of like complete existence. Because you have to remember, these are higher dimensional density frequencies interacting with your 3D frequency brain, trying to understand how to take context out of these thought forms or out of these frequency patterns, right? So we're like big antennas. We get the information, and then it's almost like a screen pops up, and this when the information comes in, it comes in rows, right? And we got to read the rows and how it goes. Now, some rows may go like this, some may go like this, some may go like this. Could be 100 different messages under one thought, right? That's why it's hard to go through these things, especially at first, because it becomes very overwhelming, right? So it's not like an out of body experience. You're very cognizant of where you are, right? You're very anchored into the 3D, but your mind is somewhere else. Not in a way that's etherical, not in a way that's like astral projection. It's a direct connection, right? So you're not actually leaving your body. You're actually sitting in your body and the information is coming down to you, right? That's how I see it. Again, it could be different for you. I don't know how your process works, but this is how I see it, right? By what I've seen myself through my meditations. So, as we get to the next slide, our subconscious mind that exists in the first chakra system is our first light body, and its main function is data storage, right? So when the information comes down from your higher self, it's going to go directly into your first chakra. So it's coming down to you. And then it will travel its way up when being deciphered through the chakras up to the seventh, right? So everything starts in the first. And it's really important to understand because so many times we get caught up in emotions or belief systems and thoughts that can be destructive or harmful to us. So when we start to become aware that we're operating like very complex biological computer programs, it really helps to get us through some of these challenges when we're facing during the healing cycle to really be able to see the thoughts for what they are. When you can see what it is impersonal to you because you realize that you're not defined by those thoughts. You do not have to feel pain because of your thoughts, because you can choose which thoughts you want to own and which thoughts you want to discard. This is what I was talking about before. So when you have this power, then your emotional body is not at the whims of your negative thoughts because you can hold more neutrality and peace of mind. This state is called engaged detachment through the observer point. Be the observer. Omar says it all the time. Be the observer. So everyone can learn how to develop this specific technique and feel more peaceful every day. So this is a technique of repetition, right? When you try and stay within the positive mindset all the time. Now, like I said, There are going to be thoughts that creep in. Evaluate them quickly, like very quickly, and discard them. Keep doing this, and I promise you, if you're vigilant of your own thoughts for 30 days, Omar can attest to this, I can attest to this. For 30 days, you can retrain your subconscious mind to do it without you even thinking. It will discard the negative without even a thought in your brain. Mere milliseconds, gone. And then eventually, the negative, it's very difficult for it to get in. And you remain within the higher frequency state for a longer period. Positive affirmations work too. Absolutely. This is part of it. It's a part of the retraining of your subconscious mind. It's super important, right? Super important. So let us keep going. Again, if you haven't shared or liked the room, please do so. And please leave a comment when this is finished. So as we keep moving forward here, the subconscious mind exists in that first layer of your etherical body, and its key function is to only store data. So it's important to think of the subconscious mind like a hard drive, because the subconscious will store memories that you may not consciously remember, but they still impact your body and may control thoughts or other impulses until you learn to communicate with your subconscious mind. Many times people have intense trauma that they need to heal and will accidentally encounter these memories within their subconscious mind that were recorded there from their youngest childhood or even other lifetimes. This is very common for people who suffered satanic ritual abuse as babies or children, or alien abduction type scenarios. The conscious mind has been wiped of the memories. But the subconscious mind can be stimulated through triggers or injury to remember what really happened, right? This is why this is one of the most important places to really focus on. So, as we get to the next slide, hypnotic regression can bring these memories up from the subconscious to be viewed by the conscious mind, which can be important for spiritual healing. We know in dealing with our spiritual healing that so much emotional pain and trauma has been embedded not only from childhood, but also from other lifetimes deep within the subconscious mind levels. These these imprints from various components of the mind source stores impulses from the superconscious mind through which the body receives its operational orders from the soul matrix. That function of the subconscious mind is what the autom- um, autonomic body structures are. So the subconscious intelligence is what controls all of the body's involuntary functions through the central nervous system, right? This is also with information as well. So the subconscious level controls bodily functions like breathing and working with levels of the automatic nervous system functions in our body in this important way. It recognizes the subconscious mind is a non reasoning mind. It is only data storage, which means you have to program what you want recorded in there and discern that content and make sure it's in alignment with your soul's true purpose and in harmony with your true nature. So once you start working with the subconscious self and start to actually use your own inner vision, you can reprogram the subconscious mind to listen to your higher self. It needs to be assigned a governor as not operating as a storage device or running any program when you get triggered emotionally. So, in the early stages, starting out with your imagination, if you haven't developed the sense of having inner vision or higher sense of sensory ability, right? This is not a problem at all. It's about the intention, right? So remember, the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between states of imagination and bringing them into pictures in your mind, right? So it's powerful, right? Very, very powerful. And your mind is what thinks and also manifests reality into what it is. So as you just intend, basically it's that powerful. Whatever you intend to program becomes reality. You can co-creatively work with all the components of the mind. But in this portion, we're going to talk about the subconscious level. And by understanding that, you can change and play with what you are downloading and holding as data storage in the subconscious mind. This is important in clearing out negative or destructive programs that are running in your subconscious that you were not previously aware of, that were the cause of your mental pain or emotional trauma. So the subconscious mind is a portion of your personal identity that manifests the physical body form and is the blueprint within your molecular structure. It represents the body's consciousness, and it's the portion of identity that is accessed when using techniques such as hypnosis or going deep into meditation. This is huge, right? Huge. So, the subconscious mind translates energy signatures from the larger unified fields of energy into the perceptual data such as light, sound, taste, smell, touch, temperature, form, and passage through time. The subconscious mind is a part of our mind that works with the holographic illusion of the 3D matter. This is the part of us that is in our component of our body so we can function in this third dimensional matter structure. In the hologram, and it's part of us that gives our perception of experiencing linear time. So lately, we've been going through a lot of changes and upgrades in our first chakra and subconscious mind. So we've been seeing that time and space is really changing in terms of what we perceive time and space to be. Some of the other functions of the subconscious mind in terms of its cellular memory abilities, and that the subconscious is our body's consciousness working with this level of our body and healing. And it can also heal the physical body. So if there's something going on in your body, like pain or illness, something feels unbalanced. Some of us can feel or sense that imbalance in the energy blockage, or we've become more aware, and we can also recognize it and get rid of it, right? So when you're working with your higher blueprint, we call in the 12th dimensional archetype body of the Avatar Christos, because this is the blueprint of our divinity. The etheric body represents our physical body and it is what you come into with the third dimensional incarnation. So, the snapshot of karma or cause and effect accumulation and everything that's in your third dimensional blueprint is in the etherical form and is governing how your physical body manifests. So, at this time, you can go in there and work with your body and etherical body structure. You could do the re-upgrading and re-templating through your intention and communicating directly with this part of your body. You simply have to communicate with this aspect of your body, beam it light, right, from the mind and see it perfect and heal it. Visualize anything that is heavy, dark, or blockages in there dissolving in the pure white light of your consciousness. For others, the violet flame can be used in there as well. And feel what color your body wants and direct that color for the best results. So if you're feeling that another color other than the pure white is needed, by all means use it. So this is a perspective that I say all the time, right? Most people think that the consciousness is uploaded into the body, right? And that's how we go through this. The body is created from your consciousness, right? So your body works not only in tandem with your consciousness, it's not that this shell was created and the consciousness was input. This consciousness was here and the shell was created around it to protect it, to work with it, to enhance it. Think about that perspective change and how that affects you, right? It's huge. It's huge. So, this is where we're going to stop tonight because this was a lot of information. We did a little bit of repeating ourselves, but the seventh chakra and the root chakra are two of the most important. One, because the root is the beginning of everything, right? And two, the seventh is the next stage of etherical when we move from the physical and into the spirit, shall we say. So I see Stones here, Deborah's here, Oryx here. Awesome, guys. Great, great to see you. So there's a lot to be said about the information that comes from the higher planes of existence. And Stephanie, good to see you as well. Nicole, great to see you. You know, and it goes down into the root, it's stored, and then it becomes available in sections. So I don't want to dilute the information at all, but thank you all so very much for being here. I love you all. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment when this is finished. I need your help. This is a call to action, a call to action to share this information out. Most people don't know how these things work. And I'm sure everybody here has a very good grasp on what this is and how this works. But we need to awaken those who are still on the fence, right? We need to bring them to the ability of what they're capable of. And it's truly amazing what our truest potentials are. But I love you all so very much. I hope everybody has a great rest of the evening and a great rest of the weekend, however many hours you have left in it. Or happy Monday to you if you're down in Australia. A lot of great people down there. I love you all so very much. Reside within that love. Share it. Spread it. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. The information becomes the activation. And it's on our time, it's on our hands to help others, right? To help everybody. Thank you all so very much. Have a great evening. Thank you, Stephanie.